Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning. Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Marlene Cuellar.
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
And thank you for joining us this morning.
Exactly. super cool, chilly,
Yeah.
rainy up here in the city at least, the
Yeah.
morning. I'm sure that like many of you from me, it was kind of hard to get out of my bed this morning.
It was painful.
Oh yeah.
You want this weather and until you have to get up and get out of bed.
I know, right?
All right, but we're going to find out how long it's going to be sticking around. And we have Crystal Rosales on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
A little bit under the weather, but otherwise good.
Oh, and that's not so great with the weather we're having.
I know, right?
Okay, so stay dry and stay warm.
Thank you.
That's my unprofessional medical advice. All right, but of course, everyone is waking up. They're either loving or hating the weather. We're on the side of loving it. Tell us how long it's going to stick around.
Well, we're expecting a gradual decrease later today.
Oh, all right. So tell us more about that 24-hour forecast then.
Okay. Generally cloudy today and partly cloudy tonight. Cool and windy conditions with light to moderate rain over mostly central, southern, and offshore areas this morning. Decreasing over the mainland this afternoon.
Okay.
Then, Then generally fair, windy, and cool conditions tonight over most places, except for possible isolated showers or periods of light rain along the south coast and offshore.
Okay, and I'm sure it's pretty windy out there. It's been since yesterday. So what are we expecting?
The winds will be from the north to northwest at 15 to 25 knots with higher gusts, and the sea conditions will be rough, and a small crop warning remains in effect for coastal waters.
Okay. Yeah, we hope that people pay attention to that and don't take any unnecessary risks. Now let's talk about our high temperatures for today.
Today we'll reach 75 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast and inland, and 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountain pine ridge.
Okay. And tonight?
Tonight will be 68 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 64 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills.
Okay. Now what's the extended forecast looking like?
Right. For Friday and Friday night, it's for generally fair, windy, and cool conditions with little to no rainfall.
Okay. So we're going to see less rain and still a bit of a chill in the air.
Yes.
All right, that's good news. And the drying up of the rain, that's going to happen by the end of the day?
Yeah. By tonight, we're expecting the decrease by tonight. This afternoon going on, it's tonight.
So you're the bearer of good news for today then.
Yes.
And so you said it's going to start to gradually warm up, but we'll see low temperatures or lowish temperatures until when?
Excuse me?
We'll see the lower temperatures until when?
We'll see a slight warming up coming on into the, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. All right, duly noted. We'll enjoy it until then.
Yes, of
Thank
course.
you so much, and we hope you feel better.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
great day.
Bye.
So there you have it.
Okay.
It's gonna stay a little bit cool, and thank goodness we're gonna have a little bit less rain later on.
I know. Yeah, it's that fine drizzle can be so annoying, especially with the wind.
Yeah.
But this morning there's a bit more rain. We do want to let you know, of course, if you are going to be driving or making any kind of commute, you want to take that into consideration because you're going to have to slow down as it's wet and it's a little bit tough to see.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, we want to repeat that warning for those of you who will be out at sea today. Seas are going to be a bit rough, so there is a small craft warning. So please take every precaution if you do have to be out on the water today.
Absolutely. All right, and with the weather out of the way, and I just want to say, be careful what you ask for, because we asked for cool weather. We didn't ask for the rain, but we'll take it in the meantime. And it seems that we'll have it for a few more days.
Yeah.
So you're happy with that?
I'm happy. Well, you know that we always want it to be a little bit cooler around this time of year, and then like everybody I know is always saying like they want the cool front for Christmas.
I know. I'm not even gonna ask about Christmas Day yet because I don't want to jinx it.
Right? I know.
But we'll take this for now because it gets us ready and into the mood. Christmas is less than a week away, and we know everyone is getting those last-minute preparations in place.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to shift gears right now for a bit of motivation for this morning. And so it's time for our Eye Opener. Our Eye Opener, taken from dailyom.com, goes like this. Create a soft place to land in your home, a refuge from the stress of the day. Our day-to-day demands can quickly take their toll on our well-being if we're not vigilant about caring for ourselves as best we can. To create a soft place to land in your home, begin by scouting potential locations. A basement or attic, spare room, or unused storage area furnished with items that soothe you, can give you the privacy you need to unwind. If you appreciate the elements, you may find that spending time in a section of your garden or outdoor patio helps you release a day's tension. Preparing these spaces can be as easy as replacing clutter with a small selection of beautiful objects that put you in a relaxed frame of mind. Remember to consider noise and activity levels while choosing the site of your landing pad. If you know that ordinary human commotion will distract you from your purpose, look for a secluded spot. The soft place to land that you create should inspire within you the mantra, I can breathe here, I can relax here, I know I am safe here. When you return to your home after braving worldly rigors, you will feel a subtle yet tranquil shift occur inside of you as you settle into this most personal of retreats and feel centered once again.
It's a great message. One I personally do follow, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I definitely have my space. I'm very big on like alone time. And so, I can, my bedroom is my safe space. So, I like to, that I always like, it's my, let's say like my little escape, I guess. Because, within the four corners of those rooms, I just feel totally relaxed, safe, comfortable. I do what I want when I want to do it, and I do, I consciously take time for myself and try to create a space like that.
And that's the key message. I think that the key message is that sometimes we need that moment to reset. A lot of things that happen, in your life, whether it's just manipulating traffic in this time of year, interacting with people at work, or dealing with whatever responsibilities you have, it does drain you, and you oftentimes need to just know that you have a security in being able to have a place. And I know a place is hard for some people. That's why I'm being careful. Like, not everyone can designate a room. I'm sure some married couples they don't have the space for their own bedroom. But if you just kind of can designate the time, and as much as you can get in that space alone and quiet to just reset yourself, it's so absolutely important. I always say, if you live in a full house or a crowded house, or you have a lot of responsibilities, you're a mom, the kids are going to depend on you, then just wake up a little bit earlier. Like when the house is still sleeping, go outdoors when the city is still asleep, and take that moment for you, because it really does a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that when people like, let's say if you may live in a big family, or you may have to work a lot of the time so that you don't get that much time, so you may be super tired by the time you get home. I think that you can also, feeding off what you said, if you can find a way to dedicate it, maybe even mentally, or maybe while you're doing something you enjoy, maybe you like to exercise, maybe when you're running or you're doing that, it can take you. Some people, when they're cooking or something, they find it relaxing and they can focus, and you know, it takes them to that place of comfort, of safety, and I think that you know, the best way to do it is just, if that's your situation, then, you know, just monitor yourself. Try to study what makes you feel happy or safe and comfortable, and then try to, you know, direct energy towards that, and create and make the time for yourself, you know, because a lot of us don't do that, especially if we're working, if we have children, if we have, you know, so much to do in a day, especially around this time of year. So, you know, it's always important to take time for yourself. So if you can do it in a physical space, or if you can't, you know, make sure that you do get in that personal time.
And this gives me a great opportunity to share a joke I received yesterday from my sister. So Christmas is actually the easiest time to get private time or some space, because all you have to do is close the door and tell the kids don't come in, and they're going to think you're wrapping gifts and leave you alone.
Well,
so you get quiet time, and you just have to pretend that you're wrapping presents. Yeah, makes sense, right?
One thing though is that might not have worked with a child like me, because if I knew that there were gifts going on in the next room, I would like try to find some way, or I'd run around outside to look through the window or something. So, yeah.
Okay, find a room with no windows.
Yeah, right?
But I think it's a brilliant idea.
I know it is, for sure.
And the kids are happy outside at the sheer excitement of thinking of gifts being wrapped.
I know, but I was like, when I was a child, and even till this day, I'm still kind of anxious about it. I'm like, no, I want the presents now, or I want to know what it is.
I think that's all of us. My sisters and I used to have like missions, hunting missions, to find where the gifts were hidden. We pretty much figured Santa was not true for a while. And we used to wait till everybody was gone, and then we went on hunting missions and like where they would hide the presents. See them, observe the boxes because you couldn't open them, and just wait until Christmas Day.
For sure.
Kids, don't do that if you're watching, please. All right, and speaking of gifts, so we were talking about those last minute gifts that we have to get. Some of us haven't started that list yet. It's fine, no guilt, there's still time. And, you know, it's always a touchy thing when you have people who are difficult to buy for, and you think to yourself, well, maybe I should just give them some money. So what are your thoughts on giving money as a gift for Christmas? Do you have a preference for an actual gift? Are you appreciative of receiving money as a gift? And, you know, do you think it's okay?
You want to know something? I'm totally okay with receiving it as a gift, but I think that like when I'm doing my shopping on something, it's something that I never do. I always think that like an actual gift is better because it shows thought and some effort and something. So when I'm doing it, but if the shoe was on the other foot, I absolutely would not mind. I always ask myself, like,
there
you know,
go, KK, you know, like.
I always ask, like, at what point, you know, when you're growing up, when did it just stop? Because you know, when you're children and something, every now and again you get that as a gift. Commonly, so it's like at a certain age that just stops, and I'm like, and I always used to wonder why. Because I don't have any problem with it, but when I think about it, when I do my gift giving, I don't do it either. So if to another adult, I'll say, and then especially because my birthday is near Christmas, so I used to get a lot of joint gifts growing up.
I'm sorry.
And a lot of the time it was money. So I mean, I guess people couldn't think of two things to buy close to each other.
I'm so sorry for Christmas babies.
Oh yeah. I know how it is. My birthday is exactly a week after.
Oh
so.
No, there's too much to prepare for New Year. Sorry. But
yeah, what do you think?
You know, I'm with you. I prefer actual gifts. That's just me. There are a few exceptions that I would give money or gift cards, and that would be like if I know someone is traveling right after, like they're going back to school, or they don't live here, I'll send a gift card or I'll give them money because then they can buy something for themselves.
Yeah.
Better than something they'd see that they wouldn't be able to get here. So those would be the exceptions. But you know, you're right. As you get older, there are less gifts there's less gift giving in general.
Yeah.
And so it's for many people just once a year that you're looking to buy something for someone that you had to think through, that you had to perhaps investigate a bit. You know, you do it with KKs, you do it with your family sometimes. What do they need? What have they been talking about? You have to pay attention to their daily activities. And I think all that thought process, when you receive the gift, that's the part that I'm going for. That you can see that, I was paying attention to that, you liked that purse, or that you were complaining that this wasn't working, or this would be cool to have. So I'm really all about the actual gift. And I just think it shows that you put in some effort.
True.
And it doesn't matter what it costs, it's just the effort.
And does it go both ways for you too, like giving and receiving?
Yeah, I mean, I get gift cards. It's or like gift certificates.
Yeah.
But I like receiving actual gifts too. Yeah, that's probably, I'll be honest, that's a preference for me, because then because I know what I put into getting gifts. I just want to see, like, what did you think? Because I'm usually someone hard to buy for. That's what everybody tells me. I don't understand why, but so I'm deliberately late with wish lists when your family asks and stuff like that. And so I actually enjoy, they're finding out now on Christmas Day, when I didn't tell them what to buy me, what they decided that I wanted or would like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess I'm similar somewhat. But I tend to, like, I mean, I just like getting gifts in general. So,
we hear you guys.
So yeah, so from that perspective, I'm usually just grateful from that somebody has made some kind of an effort for me, even if it's minimal.
Yeah.
But whatever, I do like the thought. I like the unwrapping or taking it out of the thing, because then it builds anticipation, and it's a whole experience in and of itself.
I'm probably the one person who still goes to like kids' birthday parties and wrap presents. Like everybody, it's like gift bags and then a wrap gift.
when you get a gift, do you tear off the paper, or you one of the neat?
I tear.
Yeah, me too.
It's the joy of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
No.
And it actually takes me back to my child, because we used to just rip them off and make the mountain of gift paper in the middle. Which some of like my more OCD inclined sisters were like having panic attacks. But I think that's a part of it. I've seen people who do that, who neatly
my
fold
mom,
or
she's
untape.
take off the tape and take out the thing, and I'm like, no, who has time for that?
Yeah, I'm just like silently plotting like how I can help to tear it along. But it is, I understand that sometimes it's hard for people to figure things out, and so I'm sure that there are people who appreciate money. But let us know your thoughts, and you can chime in and tag us or hashtag us and. Let us know what you think, and tell us how you feel about money as a gift for Christmas. And the gift that we've given you this morning is a bit more time to chat about that. We got to get moving into our show.
Yeah. So we do have a pretty fun show today. Yeah. We are going to have our first conversation with Mayor Bernard Wagner, who is the mayor of Belize City, and he is going to be speaking to us about all of the accomplishments of the council that the council has made in 2019.
All right, and it is the day here on Open Your Eyes. It's Ham and Turkey Day. Everyone looks forward to this every year to find out what kind of tips and tricks you can do in the kitchen on Christmas Day when you're preparing the ham and turkey. We're going to have Chef Kenton Castillo from Wild Time Restaurant coming in, and he's going to be preparing a ham and turkey for us, so you don't want to miss it.
For sure. And then our final segment is going to be some hot picks, which is going to be some moments that we've chosen for you guys to watch from throughout the year. So we hope that you guys are going to enjoy us as we reflect and take a look at those hot moments that we have had.
All right. And so before we go to our break, though, we got someone with a Christmas birthday like you. See, 1 week before.
Yeah, exactly. So
you can sympathize with her before you assure the greeting.
For sure. So I want to wish Miss Ashley Middleton a very, very, very happy birthday from all of us here at Open Your Eyes on Channel 5. I hope that you're getting a birthday gift and a Christmas gift, because I know how that is. So please enjoy your day. Have a great day, and we wish you many more.
All right, with that, we'll take our break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking to the mayor of Belize City about 2019. So please, stay tuned.
With over 100 years of Late Night Spree, season number 2, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Of course, loaded with entertainment and great prizes for our live audience. So join us at the Skydeck Sports Bar and Grill, Upper Flat Milky Way Restaurant, 29 Blooming Avenue, Belize City. Tara G on the Late Night Spree, live on 5. Spread the word to those who haven't heard, and let's get it on, because you know you'll be entertained.
Tell them.
And we are back. Joining us for our first conversation is Mayor Bernard Wagner, who is the mayor of Belize City. And we are discussing 2019 in review. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning again, Mr. Courtney. It's nice to be here. Morning, Marlene. Always good to be in the studios of Channel 5.
Yeah, of course, you're no
On a wet morning.
no stranger to the city and, of course, to our viewers.
Yeah.
So 2019, of course, has been a very eventful year for the Belize City Council. So if you could describe what 2019 was like in a few words, how would you describe the year?
It went very fast.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, it went extremely fast, and things are just flying. Time passing. We are 1 year away from another municipal election,
That's
actually,
right.
2021. But we feel that, given the circumstances that we inherited as a council, 2019 was an year where we really put our footprint in the city, in respect to our mantra, which is always about the people and always centered around people activity, people-centered activities. We spent a lot of time with ensuring that the financial system in the city council improved, transparency improved, and delivery of service to the people improved. Those were some of the key areas we wanted to focus on, and we believe, by and large, we have completed that.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you noted the how quickly the next municipal election is coming around, because in preparing for this, one of the things I realized, this is almost like your midterm review, because you are halfway through your term.
Precisely.
And so there was quite a bit that happened. And what would you say is your grade at this moment? You're taking home the report card for the public.
My grade, I would leave that up to the residents of the city. But by and large, I feel that given the fiscal strap that we found ourselves in, Marlene, when you look at the situation where your subvention of 100,000 plus per month, along with your head tax of 300,000 per month, close to 400,000 taken out of your revenue stream on a monthly basis, which at the end of the day adds up to close to $5 million. That is sucked out of your revenue stream and set aside to service the municipal bond of 2012. That in itself handicap you as a council. Most council would have, in my view, failed If you don't have no subvention, if you don't have no head tax, you're relying solely on your property tax, your trade license, your traffic revenues and fees and that sort of thing to pull you through. And what that did, it essentially impede your ability to carry out significant capital infrastructure.
So we don't get to hear if you think you have a passing mark.
In respect to
Improvements
the finance at the council, I believe we've applied that with passing colors, and that will be shown in the coming year. Our audit is now completed. Cedric Flowers completed it, and it clearly shows at the end of the day that we improve in all revenue stream, in all expenditure areas. The previous council used to operate with a surplus at the end of the year around average 2 million. We operated at a surplus of 5.1 million, and that will come to light in my beginning of the year fiscal performance.
You know, I think one of the things I remember from a very early conversation with you is the recognition of what holding a public office entails, and especially a position like the mayor, where you do have administrative responsibilities, and one of that is looking at the revenue that comes in and how the council is spending. But also you have residents that elected you, and they want to see the tangible benefits of having you in that position of mayor. Your background is finance, and we all know that from your campaign. And so we see where you focused on and what you're saying right now is that you focused on where you had the best expertise. But do you feel that that was matched with the visibility in the public of work being done by the council?
Of course, in the social infrastructure sphere, no other council has done the level of social infrastructure.
What do you mean by social infrastructure?
Investing in our people, investing in sports, investing in activities where it is centered around people, right? Investing in the infrastructure like drainage, ensuring that our city is ready for any type of flooding. If you notice this year, there was not much flooding. We undertook the dredging of many of the canals that has not been done for close to 20 plus years. That alleviated the flooding in the city.
But you know your critics are going to say you weren't tested because we had a drought.
Drought. But we had some significant rains, Marlene. We had a drought, obviously, but in the end, the last 3-4 months, we had some significant rains, and that did not, we didn't see any type of flooding in the area. But the key thing here is that we are now poised as a council. We have put the finances in order. We were able to get a bill, a municipal paper floated through the House, and that is now ready to be launched in early January, and that will now put us in a position where we could now carry out the visible activities that you speak about in terms of infrastructure, in terms of ensuring that the quality of life for our residents. When they step out of their yard, they walk on a nice street. It may not be a cement street, it might be a chip and seal, but it still is an improvement and improve the quality of life for them.
You know, when you talk about finances, clearly, one of the first questions that comes to mind is that you have a looming payment of quite a substantial sum from the court ruling with City Administrator Candice Miller. Before we talk about payment, I want to ask you, halfway in, are you still confident that the way her termination was handled was the best possible route?
Not to really speak much on that matter. The point is, I felt, and I believe the entire city felt that no mayor should dictate to an incoming council or impose an administrator on an incoming council. That is an immoral act. Imagine you working with an individual that has clearly does not see your vision, is opposed to your vision, and you have a mayor who imposed that on you. Looking back, probably we did it. We may have done it a different way, but that's water under the bridge now, Marlene, and we are working on ensuring that we get this resolved with both parties.
What's the lesson learned from this?
The lesson, as a mayor, for me, I will never put another mayor in that position. My current city administrator has a contract that completes when I leave office, ending of March 2021. That's the lesson.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Well, do you think then that, were there any other, that in and of itself mainly, I suppose, was a financial setback. And you also spoke earlier about some of the other challenges financial that the council was going through. But were there any other challenges apart from money that the council had to face and tackle that throughout the year?
Well, there are many other financial setbacks. There are a lot of bills, a lot of suppliers' credit. If you notice, just prior to the 2018 election, the previous council went on a fast tracking of building streets, and so they couldn't achieve this going through the local government, because most of you have to go through local government if you are asking for credit. So what they did was do suppliers credit, just go and credit material and you fix the streets, and then that bill is left there for us. So we were faced with a lot of suppliers credit demands. We are still paying those. We were faced with back payments for Social Security Board, back payment for income tax. It was a whole heap of other stuff. We don't want to complain about it. We have passed that bridge. We feel that when we demit office, we will leave the council in a much better position. We were able to continue the enhancing of our staff, moving into the new city hall. We saw that project completed through. We ensured that it was done in the right way, and that our staff now operates in an environment that they feel proud to operate in. We feel that when we leave the city hall, we leave it for a new mayor, we leave it for a new council, and it'll be a city hall that the Belize City people could be proud of and continue to feel good about themselves.
And you also spoke about investment in social infrastructure. What were the areas socially then that you and perhaps the council saw that you wanted to focus on and that you actually did do throughout the year? Well,
we had several. We had we focused a lot on education, youth, and sports. During the summer, for the past 2 years, we have had baseball, we have basketball, which really impact over 700 kids during the summer. We have summer pantry programs with the Sisters and Brothers Ministry out of Florida, that again provide backpacks for kids returning to school. We implemented the grief therapy program, which dealt with families and parents who go through the traumatic of violence, and we have in-house personnel that provides support in that area as well. It's a whole heap, a lot of small activities that really focus on social. Marlene, gone are the days where a city council is just tasked to take care of the drain, the street, the garbage, and that sort of thing. Modern municipalities are now asked to provide social assistance as well. to build, focus on people. And most of the conferences I attend, you hear that narrative, investing in people, social infrastructure. It's not just garbage collection, it's not just building streets, it's not just building bridges, but it is about the people.
And how do you choose which areas, to exactly focus on? Is it the case that, you actually do a lot of groundwork and, ask, the constituents how, what, their concerns are, what their needs are?
Yeah, we have many requests. I have a wonderful group of councillors along with myself who are very attached and grounded in their area. We have Dr. Pitts, we have my deputy Oscar Arnold. Micah Gooden is a person who by himself were able to raise 10,000 to provide scholarships for needy families. So I feel that the group that we have together is grounded in their different constituents, and they listen to the people and they bring it to the caucus, and we said we would vote on it and said this is the area we want to focus on, and we get it done.
I hear what you're saying with the idea of focusing on social infrastructure and how that would be a progressive move for municipalities. But it's difficult to be able to focus solely on social infrastructure when locally our context is that we have infrastructural problems. You're talking about streets that need repair. You're talking about, even if it's picking up garbage, we have garbage contract issues that get passed on from council to council to council that still have to be settled. And so while I hear the thought of moving forward and moving beyond just looking at the physicality of this council, we still have to settle those issues. So where have you done the work in the city to show that you have put into what is unfortunately the main mandate of any council, which is the hardcore infrastructure in the city?
Again, I come right back to the same thing. When you're looking, and I hear you're stressing the physical infrastructure, and I'm saying to you that while we were unable to carry out massive infrastructure when compared to the past council, it is simple, Marlene, because that the infrastructure that you see and you speak about has mortgaged away our ability to take on those physical infrastructure. Now I'm saying that come January, with the floating of the second bond, the Belize City people will be able to enjoy some physical infrastructure, some of the visible things that we want, we are mandated to do. But I'm saying at the same time that modern municipalities, it has expanded to not just the physical,
but modern municipalities have the regular streets and drains taken care of already.
Yes, I hear you.
So no, and I think that's where I started with the issue of the visibility versus the internal reform, because it's absolutely necessary to get finance in order. But in a public office, that's the job you signed up for. It's that delicate balance of having residents feel like they made the best choice, as well as keeping your books in order too.
Precisely.
Which for some may just be an impossible task, but there has to be that balance.
Yeah.
So you're saying that with the surplus moving into the year ahead, which you claim of what, 5 million?
5 million.
Okay, which we'll see in the upcoming audit.
In the upcoming.
And the move to float the second bond for the city. I've seen in previous interviews you said that the bond is currently oversubscribed.
Precisely.
In other words, so many people wanted to buy into it. What has been the delay? Because this actually went to the House for quite some time now. What has been the delay?
The delay has been the audit. For us to complete the prospectus, you need to do full disclosure of your financial standing. And the offices of Cedric Flowers was tasked to complete that audit, and it does not only completed for 2019, but it went back from 2017, 2018, and 2019. So it's three audits for three different financial period, and you will clearly be able to then look at the three performances in those 3 years and see the difference in our performance compared to the previous council performance. And that will be disclosed in the coming year, and the public will be able to see what this council stands for when compared to the previous council.
And when you launched the bond, what are the priority areas that you are looking to address?
Clearly, it has to be some of the streets, clearly the back areas. We have many streets that we are focusing on. We, not to name streets, but we have Victoria Streets we have on the books to do. We have the Cemetery Road, we have Zerikota Street, we have Mopan Streets, a whole number of streets. I don't want to get in the name calling, but you will see that in the coming year, and we feel that once we have completed that, along with our social infrastructure program, along with our financial prudence, the confidence that we have bestowed in the city, in terms of the economic development of the city, the rejuvenation of the downtown area with the super sale that we have now has now become a staple event. The business community is right behind us. They feel comforted and they feel confident in this council. We feel then we would have touched all areas: physical, social, and economic.
Yeah. You know, one of the challenges in being the mayor of Belize City, I think, is that there are quite a number of problems that we face that don't fall under your mandate. And security is one. We have been battling this issue of crime for quite some time, and it leads to a lot of what can be the challenges in the business community. Looking now and having some sort of assessment in the efforts that you've made with the downtown sales and trying to get that activity going downtown. Tell me, what's been the feedback from the business community? How do you make this sustainable over time? Yeah,
again, the super sale has been a welcome addition to downtown. Yeah. We want to expand it a bit further in the coming year, because in our manifesto we had talked about not only the downtown rejuvenation, but also putting together community festivals to drive that local economy in the different constituency. That will be coming on stream as well. In terms of downtown, that has increased tremendously, from around 20 businesses to now 100 plus businesses in that area on a given Saturday. We have not had one incident of crime or violence during that period there, and we want to thank the commissioner for being there with us all the time, ensuring that security is in the area. We support his program with the CTV camera system that he's putting in place. Public safety is a concern for all municipalities. We look at the traffic light that we have implemented on the boulevard as a first stepping stone into putting order in that area. We are a city, and sometimes we like disorder, but when people start to put order in things, we try to fight it back, but we are a city that needs some order. Yeah. We will continue to expand the traffic light system. We have plans to do one on the junction with the intersection with Farbers Road, at the intersection with Arthur Hoy, one by the YWCA along St. Thomas Street there, at Hayes Lane and North Front Street. We want to do one on King Street and Albert Street as well. We want to modernize the city, putting in place public safety, pedestrian safety. Most of the traffic lights in the past has been geared at motorists. Our lights are modern and it is pedestrian friendly.
I actually did want to ask you about traffic management, because of course that is a huge issue as the city does develop and, we see, big businesses grow up with no parking lots or nothing.
Yeah.
And, at times, during the rush hour periods, things can get crazy, for motorists, bicycles, pedestrians, and the like. So, what has been the approach to managing those issues this year? And I mean, you touched a little bit about what you plan to do in the future. But speaking about 2019, what do you think were the achievements that the council has made?
Enforcement, but I want big issue that was something that irritate me every day. Enforcement, and when I speak to the managers, enforcement. I'll give you a little joke. I was heading out of the city one evening, and the bus passed out my vehicle and run on the sidewalk to overtake. I was so irritated.
Well, you have to tell us which bus run, because one fall under your care and another doesn't.
Going out of town.
Yeah.
Right, that's the national transport.
Yeah.
I was so irritated, I told my driver, follow that vehicle, follow that bus. And fortunately, just before it exited Hallova, we had a traffic officer there, and so we pull up and I tell the traffic officer, pull that bus on the side. He overtake on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Enforcement, we have a wonderful program, a 3E program, where we engage, we educate and enforce. And if you would notice, we are the first council again, Marlene, that has pursued the abandoned properties in an aggressive way.
Yeah.
In terms of 10 years plus, we have taken all those properties through the court system. The court system has told us to proceed with sale, and if you notice, we have sold almost 8 properties to date. That has never been done again over the last 15 plus years. But we feel that we have to use the legal arm of the council as well and enforce, right? We have instances where we have hotspots, garbage. People talk about loving Belize City and loving the country, but how can you love your country when you throw your garbage on the street and you build up these huge mountains of right now we are doing an aggressive campaign.
Have we seen new bins out? I can't tell you I've looked out for them, because
Yes,
you talk about littering. Bins are also a part of the issue. It has to be
Yes,
accessible.
we have deployed almost 100 bins recently. But the thing is about civic pride.
Yeah,
Marianne,
absolutely.
civic pride,
Absolutely.
personal civic pride. You love this country, take care of it, keep it clean, right? And I not only talk about the individual, I talk about the corporate people too, and the commercial people, right?
Let me just go back, because I think Gavin asked an important question, and that was about parking in the city. And we know that coming into the last election, in fact, that was a part of what you discussed. That was a part of what the other candidate discussed, because we know it's an issue.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, City Hall has moved to an area. There's no parking for your institution either.
Yeah.
In an area that already does not have enough parking. And what we hear is a reiteration of the problem by everyone, but there's been no talk of solutions.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a serious issue in parking in the city. We have all these huge buildings being constructed, and again, enforcement of the law, which can state if you are building X amount of square footage, you require X amount of parking. We have tried to ensure that going forward, all of those are put in place. But in terms of right now, downtown, there was travesty. Right, that's something that has been placed on councils from the past, where we have so many taxi stands taking up all the spaces. I've been tasked by local government through the Mayor's Association as the chair for parking meters that will be instituted very shortly, not only in Belize City but across the entire country. We are doing a pilot program, and you'll see that rolled out in the coming year in the BTL Park area. We'll just do the pilot program out there first. But right now in the city, there is not enough space for parking. I believe the Bellevue area has a parking lot that we are working on something there, where we will take it over and manage it and provide parking for people traffic in that area. We have the niche parking lot. There's a plan, and I don't want to speak out of turn here for a parking facility in that area, but it requires collaboration of different entities. It will be a 6-story, I believe, parking facility right by the niche parking lot. It's the plan is well underway in that area. We have the Romax area, but I am saying some of the abandoned lots, and I have brought this plan to Caucus that we turn those abandoned lots into parking facilities. We take it over, we put in the necessary infrastructure, we manage it, and the people who own it, the revenue that we derive from it, we pay the back property taxes that they owe us. And so that is some of the short-term plans we have. The long-term solution clearly is the parking facility in the downtown area, mixed in with the parking meters.
Yeah. And traffic management, I think, also includes, and that's why I was joking about the bus, is looking at public transportation. Because ideally, what you'd want is reliable, comfortable public transportation that is also affordable, that people can use and not necessarily have to find parking. So
Precisely.
that can be one way of countering it. When you look at the local transport system within the city, what efforts have you made to professionalize it? We've heard issues with contracts. We've seen the surge of dollar vans who've also become notoriously traffic obstructors along the way. So what is the plan for upgrading what exists in the city? Because that can help with the parking problem.
Precisely. You touch it right there. Affordability and reliability. The local transport in the city has a lot to be desired. Clearly, we have put together a proposal, a new green transport system, what we are looking at for a Belize City Metro, run by the city. We are seeking funding through the Green Climate Fund for it. We've already did all the preliminary assessment, the study. We had a private consultant did the study for us, and that is now at the Green Climate Fund. We're looking to have this metro system put in place, run by the city, but more reliable and more affordable. I don't want to toot it yet unless
So you're trying to get funding for it?
Yes, more grant funding rather than we taking on costs for it. But it's it will seek to cut down on greenhouse gases emission in the area, so it could fall under the purview of the Green Climate Fund. We're hoping at least, but if that comes through, Marlene, we are hoping to modernize the local transport. We can't, and I heard as well that from local government is looking at expanding the transport countrywide as well.
Now we can't, as we quickly run out of time, not touch the hot button issue that you're on right now with looking at the Swing Bridge contract. And you're laughing.
You had to touch that.
Well, why would we can't speak of what central government does, not look at what happens within local municipalities as well. And so we can speak of road contracts that are questionable. We can speak of people who perhaps are not qualified to execute other jobs that got contracts without looking at home. And so I wanted to get a comment from you in looking at whether you feel, seeing the way the public has reacted, addressing the issues at the Swing Bridge is important. There's no dismissing that. Do you feel that you went about it in the most transparent way possible?
Yes, I did. The fact is that that bridge was an accident waiting to happen.
Agreed.
For 15 years, the previous council did absolutely nothing. 40 million in debt, in bonds floated, nothing done to the bridge. Downtown rejuvenation project, nothing done to the bridge. How can you rejuvenate downtown and don't rejuvenate the bridge? My thing is that when I entered office, I had people knocking on my door, Mayor, that bridge need to fix. Yeah. I reached a point where I said, listen, look at that bridge for me, see what can be done. We can't do anything significant on it because we don't have the funding to do it. And that is where I sit with it. I feel at the end of the day, we have the work done on that bridge is an improvement to where it was before.
Let me just get to the point here. I think no one can dispute that getting the swing bridge, which is arguably the most traffic bridge in the city, and I would say the country, but
yeah.
Getting it repaired, definitely something that has to be done, should have been done a long time ago. Giving a contract to a family member of the city administrator is questionable and would fall under nepotism.
That went to the caucus, Marlene. The caucus approved it. The caucus approved it.
And there was no consideration as to close relations, nothing? That was not an area of concern at all?
Listen, man, Marlene, the biggest nepotism, when I look at it, the Prime Minister gave his son to run BTL. We never hear nothing about nepotism.
Oh, there was a lot of talk of nepotism then, but that's the issue.
No, we never hear, man.
If you will resign yourself to being the kettle will cost the pot, that's not moving
to me. To me, and I believe at the end of the day, we achieve what we set out to achieve, which was to get the bridge in an area where it is safe for residents. That, to me, I sign off on that. I achieved that safety of residents.
My question is, was it ever a part of the conversation that allowing for a contract to be given out to a family member of the council, it was never a part of the you never had a concern?
I never had no concern about it. Right? I wanted to achieve safety of the residents, Marlene.
That is understood.
Safety of the residents.
So you don't see it as nepotism?
People might say it as nepotism.
No, I'm asking you, Mayor, if you see it as nepotism.
I can't, I don't want to comment on it. Probably you might see it as nepotism, but I saw it as getting the bridge in a safety situation for the residents.
Okay. And looking forward, when you have concluded your term and you are cast as one of the politicians and one of the elected officials who engaged in nepotism, would you agree to that?
Family member for me?
No.
I have no family member.
Family member of the council?
Of the council?
Of the administration of the council?
Oh, the city administrator, listen, man, is an accounting officer. There are clear accounting rules and regulations that carry out. Irrespective of who get any contract, there are accounting guidelines, and it is there. Accounting guidelines.
Well, I also think that the natural response. Well, I guess to piggyback off of Marlene's question is, in a situation like this, you could. Can you, or speaking on behalf of the council, say that in spite of let's say there's the optics to borrow a term, of the situation. Can you say then that the manner in which the council went about it was transparent, and that the person chosen was, the best in the circumstances to have delivered that service? In spite of
Yeah.
knowing that you may have faced that sort of criticism.
I recognize that we may have faced that criticism, but again, I felt that I was guided by the principle that I wanted to ensure that the bridge was safe for our residents, and I will stand by that. And it is now safe for residents.
The work is completed?
You see, the thing with us, Marlene, us Belizeans, we always seek to not look at the big picture. The previous council did nothing to that bridge. This council came in, tried to fix the bridge. Now it is safe, but yet we seek to look at nepotism. There are accounting guidelines there. The audit will reveal everything, right? We are a local government. We are run by local government. Everything that we do has to go through local government. That's a check and balance.
And to be
We are under a hostile environment.
So you don't have any reservations with the fact that work that was done to the swing bridge, which was long overdue, acknowledged, is completely overshadowed by the fact that people see it as nepotism?
People will always see things through their lens.
All right. Well, this is where you stand on this issue. My final question before we close. Halfway through the term, have you decided if you will run again?
Again, I wait and see. I can't tell you right now.
Have you considered it?
I have considered it, but I have certain goals where I want to see achieve, and if I am able to achieve those and I feel confident, then certainly I would consider running again.
Okay, so it's
All
not
right.
off the top table. Now we know. All right. Well, Mayor Wagner, thank you very much
Thanks
for coming in
again.
and having this conversation with us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you again, Marlene. Thank you, Sir Courtney. This
All
was
right.
great conversation.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it's time for that ham and turkey recipe. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and welcome to Hot Picks, where we share cool and unique products from across the country. If you're shopping for that mom and dad on your list, here's 2 items from Becky's just for you. Getting creative in the kitchen just got a whole lot easier with this easy twist spiralizer. This item from Progressive Prep Works is angled for a non-skid use on your countertops and comes with 3 spiral options. Why not make vegetables fun again with this kitchen aid for your healthy mom? So, if you're like me and your dad can't seem to keep his things in the right place, here's this leatherette valet box. This will be a great feature on his dressing table with its gorgeous contrast stitching and tan suede lining. It has 7 compartments, which is great for keeping your dad organized. You can find these items at Becky's, located on 92 Eve Street in Belize City. Moving on to our techies on your list, Cellular World has some cool, smart gadgets to connect you to your home like never before. This technology enhances your home security. It's a Ring Spotlight outdoor security camera. It's got HD video and audio for 2-way talk and advanced motion detection features. This is high-tech security on a budget, complete with infrared night vision and 110 decibel security siren. This camera sets up in minutes and has everything you need in this box. Now, for the music lover in the family, we've got the Amazon Echo Wi-Fi speaker. This is completely designed around your voice. Echo connects to Alexa and allows you to voice control music through your home. You can also make hands-free calls, and it controls compatible smart lights, garage doors, and other smart home features. Cellular World has 3 branches across the city, on Albert Street, Queen Street, and at the Northern Shops. There you have it, your shopping made easy. If you know about any hot picks that should be featured on the show, drop us a line at the email below. Stay tuned to Open Your Eyes for more hot picks.
And we're back.
Yeah. And we are now going to be talking about cooking some of our Christmas classics. It's my personal favorites too. So we have joining us this morning for this conversation is Chef Kenton Castillo, who is a chef from Wild Time Restaurant, and we also have with us Felipe Magana, who is the manager of the North Park Hotel. Good morning, guys.
Good
and
morning.
Thanks for joining us and setting up our appetites for this, because I know I'm getting hungry.
All right, we're gonna start with.
How are you, Chef Kenton? Good morning.
Morning.
You've had a all-night cooking session?
Yeah, not really, but
Okay, first of all, can I just start with what a big turkey.
Yeah, right?
yeah, massive.
This is, okay, yeah. So this is for a family of, I don't know how many.
It's like a family style.
Yeah, but this is a good place to start. So when I'm choosing my turkey, how do I know how big I should get, the size that it should be for the number of people I have to feed?
Because some of them come in 20 pound, 40 pound, depends on your whole group. Like just the turkey, just mostly the breast. Usually people like white meat, dark meat. So best thing you go for depends if you have a 50 crew, we go for 2 turkeys.
Okay.
And depends how big your oven and
So
how you
a
want.
turkey like this would feed how many people?
This one will go for like about, give me like 50 people out of this.
You can get 50 people out of it. Wow.
all right.
Yeah.
Because it's like 10 slices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they'll have ham too.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so before we get moving into our recipe, just very quickly, I wanted to talk a bit about Wild Time Restaurant. That's where you are, Chef Kenton. And Felipe, you could tell us a bit about the restaurant.
Well, the restaurant itself, we're located within the North Park Hotel, which
Okay.
is on 18 Taiwan Street, right across from Memorial Park. The hotel and the restaurant is basically built around like a city, like a colonial meets city chic. So we have a very creative menu. For example, our ceviche is actually infused with coconut milk, which is very different but very tasty. Many people, when they try it, they often come for more. Also, they try to embrace a lot of the Belizean culture. Like, for example, we have our sere. We also serve chicken takari.
Yeah.
all prepared by Chef Kenton.
Yeah. So what's a favorite dish so far at the restaurant?
Usually the favorite is they mostly go for the takari
The
and the
takari.
sere. So nobody have a
Style.
favorite there, but they just balance it out.
And
with
it's
everything.
chicken takari you
Chicken
do?
takari.
Do you have a personal favorite that you like?
I love everything. I love everything. No
What-
favorites.
What's the most fun to cook?
Well,
Or you just like everything?
I just
too?
like everything.
What's the most unique thing on the menu?
Just the ceviche as usual. So we have the
Ceviche with coconut milk.
coconut milk, and octopus, shrimp, just seafood ceviche mixed together, just onions and cilantro, and that's it. Top with a little bit of habanero, roasted habanero on top, chips, cassava chips, plantain chips, and there you go.
All right. Now you have lunch and dinner.
Yes,
you do
no,
breakfast as well?
Actually, we serve breakfast and we're also open for dinner.
Okay.
Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we also have our backyard open, which is like a lounge setting area, very relaxing. We have different specials. Of course, we suggest that you follow our Facebook pages, both North Park and the Wild Time,
Okay.
so that you can get what we offer or our weekly specials.
Yeah. Okay. And so when is the next turkey dinner at Wild Time?
We just did a couple Christmas parties and parties after parties.
We're open to
You're
catering.
turkeyed out already?
No, we actually are planning to have specials such as like a turkey casserole. We will be planning a variety of different specials and we'll be posting them. We also have like a following, whereas people submit their numbers and we message them our daily specials whenever they.
Okay. Oh, nice. All right. So can we get cooking?
All right.
All right. Chef Kenton's like, now you're talking my language. All right. So now
What's the
I
first thing we
am
gotta do?
completely a
We
newbie
have
at preparing
our turkeys
turkey.
right here,
So talk me through it.
nice and cool, sitting down, waiting to be. So put all the dry rubs together, because they usually have the dry rubs. You can, usually people do dry rubs if you don't, because you don't want a dry turkey.
No.
Yeah.
So
and
usually people you have a brine, they soak they brine the turkey for overnight in salt, sugar, water, and pour ice into it so you can preserve.
Soaking.
So is that-
Yeah,
that-
soak
is
it
that-
overnight. So when you're baking it, all the juice and everything, it gives you more moist turkey.
All right, so that's the
So
trick.
now we're going for
So
a
you
dry
grind
rub.
your one.
I don't brine my one, so I will do a dry rub.
Okay.
So with the gravy of the turkey, you just make the gravy because you don't want, So just gonna put all the rubs together, little dry rubs, a little bit of salt,
Let's get your secret out. You gonna give us all the secrets or just some?
everything.
Ah.
So we don't got no secrets. Black pepper, garlic.
And it's basically season this to how you like it,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Garlic, a little bit of complete seasoning, poultry seasoning. Just mix them in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing a traditional turkey.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Did you wipe it off? So it's
It will stick. It's dried already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just season up your turkey. You can smell that seasons already.
Yes, you
for
can
sure.
definitely
All
smell
right.
it. So tricks for moist turkey, you said you
to
can
brine
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 it.
it.
That's one.
Yep.
Okay, so when you have a dry rub, how do you ensure it stays moist?
So it will stay moist because let go the own gravy. And
Okay.
you just make a sauce with and keep on wetting it if you want to. And you just cover it so you can keep that moist right in there. Just foil it up or have a turkey bag that you always put it in and seal it up. As long as it's sealed, you still have a moist turkey because they always come with a lean gravy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And once again, it was salt, black pepper, garlic, of course. We did some complete.
Some poultry
Yeah,
seasoning
poultry
as well.
seasons.
What was the wrong one? Did we use this one?
No, not that.
Oh,
One not
okay.
for the ham. Just combine all your dry seasons together, and no matter, because so many people have different type of seasons that they use,
Yeah.
and it still come up to be the same thing.
Yeah.
And this looks pretty, it doesn't look so hard because I know a lot of people are like intimidated because of the turkey just because of the size and they think
Yes.
like, oh, I've never cooked this, I don't want
I
to
don't
try.
even know what to do with something that big.
exactly. You know, you see this big bird in front of you, it's like, okay,
And
no,
usually-
leave it to the chefs. Like,
Usually get the butter, because
All
the
right.
butter is just to get it brown and just keep it So put it in corners.
So we hide the butter in the corners.
Yes. Put some inside. And the main part to keep the skin crunchy,
Okay.
push it in.
Oh, you put inside the skin. All right.
That's the skin. If you want a crunchy skin, you can help right there with the butter.
Oh, you mash
Look
it
at
down.
that.
Yes. And there goes your
Instant
turkey.
swelling on them.
Seems like your oven will be heating up at 350 or 325.
All right, here's the important information, right? All of the information is important. If I have this is how many pounds?
This right here is about 25-pound turkey.
All right. So how long do I put it to cook?
This one for how long? It's gonna stay for 3 hours and 45 minutes. 3 hours for fully cook, 45 minutes to get it golden brown.
Okay.
Do we cover?
If you covered it for for 3 hours, leave it covered for 3 hours. Take off the cover and leave it for 45 more minutes. Then you get a golden brown, and there you go with the turkey.
Then it
And
gets
that
all
also-
pretty and ready
beautiful
for
and ready for
Christmas,
eat.
right?
Yeah, and
Nice.
leaving it covered also helps with the moisture too,
Yes,
right?
to keep the moisture in.
Gotcha. Oh, so you have cooked turkey.
I have done one once.
And that's our
They
turkey.
never come out
That's
dry.
it. So it's that easy.
Yep.
All right.
Then
So let's get that in the TV
put it in the oven.
Yes. And of course, that massive 25-pound turkeys from Quality Poultry, we got to say thank you to them. I know that everyone is going out to find their turkey right now. And definitely, I'm sure you can get one that size. They probably have bigger.
Yeah, bigger, and then of course if you have a smaller family too, or maybe you just want to have a solo Christmas.
And if it's only 1, 2 of you, you could get just the turkey breast as well. So that's always something to consider. So we have our
What's next?
turkey in the TV oven.
Oven.
And we're going to get started with our ham. Our ham is courtesy of Southside Meats.
Then
Talk
this
us about selecting a good ham.
Usually they have boneless and the one with the bone. This is just the ham leg. So it is still good. And just this is a small one, but and
Yeah.
this is just ham. Sometimes they come roast, they come smoked, they come any flavor you want your ham, you got it.
Yeah.
So this one is just like usually have the fat in it. Usually cut them a little,
Yeah.
put lines and just put the cloves. Just base up with the cloves and season with the dry rub. But also if you want to use the cloves, the powder, just sprinkle a little because you don't want to over salt your ham, so you don't need to put no salt, no.
Because it's already salty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's already salted, so
Okay.
usually put the cloves.
So we will get Chef Kenton's secrets for his ham. And we're going to do a traditional Belizean ham.
Yes. So usually
There's your favorite, Gavin.
I know, right?
you have the cloves.
We should make Gavin do that because he loves that. Let me set up here
Take
too.
it over now. Just deal with the cloves. Right
Marlene is making fun of me because I don't like cloves. That's the reason why. So apart from the cloves, what else are we going to be putting in on our ham?
Just the same cloves, but the powder.
Okay.
Yeah, the rub.
Powdered
Just
one. And then
glaze up with a little bit of powdered cloves.
all right. Wow.
We did it.
Yay.
I am the fire maker.
Cloves.
So what did we put? We put cloves?
Yes.
And
And
what
the
is
powder
this?
and the cloves, that's
That's
just the
powdered
powder.
cloves.
Oh, that's smart. Then you don't have to bite
Yeah,
it
see,
anymore.
exactly.
Yes.
That's the solution for me.
So you can have
Gavin,
that's-
Chef
some
Kenton
people-
has been paying attention to you.
Yeah, see?
so if you don't want to use the cloves, you can just use the powder and just sprinkle it. It give you the same flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly people usually use the
I know. So, when you get that, sometimes you're eating a Christmas dinner and you bite into that clove and ham.
Yes.
It's always
And
So,
now
I do
that's why
like
you
that
can use the powder.
powder. Yep.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are like me, you
So
can. you
Is
can
there
consider
anything
using
that
that.
you do to like prep the ham? Like once you get this ham, so I go to Southside, I pick up this ham, I decide that, I mean, this part is juicier or whatever, it's more my flavor.
Because it depends on the fat on your ham.
Yeah.
Then you get more juice on
Yeah.
because of the fat.
All right.
Yeah.
And they usually said fat is flavor.
Uh-huh.
And you got your flavored ham right there.
Okay. So I bring this ham home. What do I have to do to it? Just dress it?
Yes.
That's it?
Just dress it. It's already seasoned, salted. Then you just make a honey mustard to it. That's like it sweetened it already. So just add a little sweet to the salt and it just.
And some people put pineapple.
Yes.
And so
Some people grill pineapple and put it on like a pineapple glaze, or they just make a honey pineapple glaze, or just. It all depends on what you want and how you like your ham, and how you like your glaze.
Okay. So we got the cloves in.
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
And
that's
there
it?
goes for your ham.
Look at that.
But where's the sweet sauce?
Because that will go afterwards. So you're gonna seal this, put it in, let
You
it
don't cook it with the sauce. I always thought you cooked it with sauce.
let it bake a little bit,
Uh-huh.
then take it out, just glaze it if you want to, and a little bit of after the gravy, you just glaze it in, put it in again, so that when it's baking, it's just the sweet gonna be like the color. You're gonna give it the color, golden color, and baking and baking. So you'll have backup. So when you cut it, you're just gonna put it on the plate and glaze it a little bit more.
Okay.
So how long do we bake this one for?
So this one is going for 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Okay.
And that's based on the weight
The
of it?
size, right?
Not really based on the weight. It just I usually take, because when you're baking, it usually take time. So baking
Yeah.
takes time. So you want a cooked ham and a cooked turkey. So I basically usually go for the full time.
Okay. So 3 hours and 15 minutes
minutes.
for this
Uh-huh.
ham. And you're going to glaze it, you said about halfway through,
Yes,
with your honey mustard
honey
sauce.
mustard sauce.
All right.
And there goes for your ham.
So this one goes into the TV oven as well. We got a big TV oven.
Yes.
Right? Fits both
Then-
that ham and turkey.
So for the turkey, we usually use the make sauce to it, because with the gravy after turkey, we make usually call it a mirepoix. It's just like a stock.
Okay.
Okay.
It just some people usually use chicken stock, beef stocks, and just make a gravy and flour, butter
Okay.
for roux, thicken it up a little bit. Just me use a little bit of onion,
All right.
just for
So that's what you're
start the
gonna show
stock.
us?
Yes. Just making a stock, and use the turkey. Because usually when you're baking, the turkey neck will be baking, got another flavor in there. Just take
Yeah.
out the turkey neck, and you put it right in the stock, so it can add more flavor to everything you're cooking. Just that
So onion,
celery.
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 Okay, you gotta strain it. You gotta strain the gravy after
Yeah.
when you're done. So that's onion, celery, and carrots. It's
Carrots.
called a mirepoix. Like usually people that say gravy or stock.
Onion,
There,
celery, and then we
Yes.
put in or carrots.
carrots.
Yum.
There
You can
go.
just chop
Add a
the
little
vegetables
carrots.
right up and put them in. So
Yep. Usually water,
and then, yeah.
just to make it a stock. So just water. Or you just have the stock chicken cooked already. So you just use the stock off of the chicken, add it in there, and put the
And
turkey
then-
neck.
And then you said you would strain it after.
Yes, and leave it
Okay.
there to boil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simmer a little bit till it get a little bit thicker. You have the roux already. You're gonna have your flour, a little bit of butter mixed together, so that will keep it thick.
Okay.
And you can leave it there boiling, and flavor comes out. Add a little bit of time to it. Depends on what you want to put in your seasons, because so many people have different seasons for cooking and on Christmas time for turkey dinners. So that's basically.
That's your turkey recipe.
Yes.
All right. Are you available to come cook the turkey for me? Because that was. But you guys, I'm sure, are probably gonna have dinner on that day.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll be sharing as soon as we have that information gathered.
Yeah.
So in between, I guess we can invite Lenny to join us at the North Park Hotel. We do have a variety of specials for locals when it comes to the hotel itself and also at the restaurant.
Okay. Oh, nice. And how many rooms does it have?
12.
Okay.
12 boutique-like type rooms.
Okay.
Very chic.
And once again, that's right across from the Memorial Park. All right. So it's is it time now
Yeah. I
for
think so.
cooking?
It's
I didn't hear the ding. We gotta do the ding. And the oven, we gotta take it out of the TV oven.
So you can know what it looks.
So you can
should
see.
look like.
Yep.
Once again, Chef Kenton made it as easy as possible for anyone at home to do. This
You
is
don't need
not
to be a chef
complicated.
to cook.
So, yeah. So this is a so this
Well,
is
a chef will do it better. I'm sure
Right.
yours will taste far better than mine.
And
there we go.
there's
Wow.
our turkey.
Look at that.
Girl, you look good.
You can see and you can smell it. You can see the seasoning. You can of course see all of
you
the
can see
gravy
it's
and the good
moist.
things. Yeah, exactly.
Smell it
Yeah.
and taste it too. Woohoo!
Those are
All right,
turkey.
once again, our turkeys are from Quality Poultry. So if you're looking for the size, you definitely can get it there. We want to say thank you to them for partnering with us in providing the turkey here. Let's recap again. You put that butter under the skin and the
Yes.
corners, and you did what is called a dry rub, which
A dry
is like
rub.
the seasonings. What all did we use?
I got black pepper, salt, garlic, poultry seasons, and complete season mixed together. You just make your own dry rub. Or
Simple as
any
that.
season you have at home, just add that into it. Just all you need is just a flavored turkey. You just need to flavor your turkey. No matter the season that you use, still good.
All right.
I rub that all over
Yes.
her and put her in the oven.
And then
And
you
then
get your
3.5 or so hours later, you have a nice golden
nice
brown.
golden brown, moist turkey.
Okay. All right. So, ding. The ham's ready.
Yes. Then, who's your ham?
All right, look at that.
Ooh. You're pretty.
Gorgeous.
Just basic cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, because on Christmas Day we really want tradition. We want it to taste like that traditional turkey and ham. And so at this has some glaze on it.
Yes.
But then you'd also put more glaze
More
at
glaze.
this time, right?
Yes, more glaze. So glaze a little bit more.
Yeah, I already feels so much like Christmas in the studio already just because I'm seeing
Oh, so we're gonna do our glaze for
Yes.
this turkey. She's so pretty.
it is.
So with the glaze for the ham, you can add a little bit of onion to it also.
Okay.
Dice it up, put it in there.
Okay.
A little bit of butter, sugar.
Okay.
Yep, a little bit of butter and sugar. And
Okay.
just add in the honey and add in a little bit of mustard. But usually you can go with the Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
So add a little bit of Dijon mustard to that.
Uh-huh.
Whips up a little bit, whisk it up. Then you get your honey mustard glaze.
Yeah.
Then you come with the honey mustard glaze.
Okay. So once again, you got some onions. And what else went in?
It was just onion, a little bit of butter, and sugar. And just add in the honey and a little bit of the Dijon mustard
All right.
and whip it up a little bit.
All right. So let's show this ham getting her beautiful glaze on.
Glaze the ham.
All right.
Look at that.
And
Yeah, go ahead, Gavin.
should we wait until the ham is cooler? Can you do it while it's right out of the oven?
While it's right out of the oven.
All right. So that
While
it,
it's
so it
right
does soak
out
in
of the
some of
oven.
the
So it can
flavor,
be,
right?
yes. So it
Alright.
can sit on there and do its thing.
But what is the red? You put something.
That's the
special in
red
there.
onion.
Oh,
That's the onion.
Oh,
That's the onion. It's just something for color.
yeah.
Nice.
Just the red onion. You can use the red, white. Just mix them together if you want to.
Kenton sneaked in his secrets there. Unless you thought I wasn't gonna notice. You were bringing, and it looks red, but you're right. It is purple onion.
Purple onion.
And so that adds that little Christmas spirit.
Yes. Give it the color.
So for people at home who are intimidated about cooking their turkey or ham, what kind of advice you can give them to avoid common mistakes?
I don't usually. You won't make a common mistake doing your turkey and ham, but it all depends how you just season your turkey,
Okay.
and don't forget the time,
Okay.
and set the time if you will run out or do something else, because you are always, you get distracted actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you might forget your turkey, but you will smell it from afar that if something is going wrong, then you will run and take care of that. But
So
the only
set
thing
a
is,
timer.
set a timer and just make sure that,
You know, pay attention. right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people are scared that like their turkey will be dry.
Yeah.
So the ways to avoid that, you know, you can cook it with the covering foil. You can keep basting it as time goes
Yes.
on. You can of course put the butter and stuff to make sure that it stays moist too.
Yes.
So if you're watching, don't be afraid.
just rub the butter on top if you
Yeah.
want to.
And
Still
sneak
give
some
it the
under
golden
that
brown.
skin.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so there you have it. Christmas ham and Christmas turkey a la Chef Kenton Castillo. Of course, Chef Kenton is at Wild Time Restaurant at the North Park Hotel. Let us know what your breakfast and dinner hours are for people who want to check you out.
For breakfast, we are open from 7 in the morning up
Okay.
until 11.
Okay.
That is Monday through Sunday. So every day, as well as for dinner, every day from 5 to
10.
basically 10 in the evening.
Okay. And do you do I'm seeing the traditional breakfast there. So we get with fried jacks. You get fluffy fried jacks.
Yes. What? Yes.
And what's the must-try breakfast dish?
Usually the Belizean breakfast.
That's true.
Usually Belizean
Try to
breakfast.
keep it us.
Yeah.
Try to go Belizean.
Yeah. Well,
Keep it-
I mean, when
keep
you
it
go out for
culture-
breakfast, it's usually because you want fried
Yes,
jacks.
you want
right?
fried jack and beans.
And beans.
Yeah, of course.
Nice beans. Good. All right.
Coconut beans.
So be sure to check it out. They are located in Belize City, across from the Memorial Park, in the North Park Hotel, Wild Time Restaurant. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank
We
you.
really do appreciate it. Chef, you made it so easy for us to be able to try our turkey at home. And whether you're going to do a big turkey, a small
Small
turkey,
one.
just a turkey breast, this is something that you can replicate.
Yes.
Nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and take that final break now. And when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned.
Santa Claus is coming to Smart
And we are back.
And I'm exhausted because I slaved over all the rest of the trimmings just to give you a proper turkey dinner.
I know, thanks. This is, I feel like I'm being served like at dinner, so it feels
Don't
great.
get used to it.
This is a whole lot of jokes I want to make right now. This is my favorite way to end the show with some food in front of me, right? Yeah.
I do want to say, of course, we had a conversation with Mayor Bernard Wagner looking at 2019, some of the issues he faced, some of the work that they put in. And we do appreciate him coming in and having that chit chat with us as an update.
Yeah, and we also hope that you enjoyed our hot picks.
Gift items.
Yeah, which is our gift items that you could have if you haven't done all your Christmas shopping yet for 2019. You know where to look, you know what to look for. Hopefully you got some good ideas. We talked about gift giving in the beginning of the segment, so you don't have to give money or a gift certificate. So if you haven't done all your Christmas shopping, get out there, and we hope that you enjoyed our hot picks as well.
That's right.
And finally, we also want to thank Wild Time Restaurant for coming in and showing us how to cook our Christmas traditional favorites.
Yeah.
And we have a beautiful ham and a beautiful turkey in front of us, and of course, our plate, so you know what a good Christmas dinner should look like.
I know. Definitely. Big thank you to Chef Kenton for coming in and just showing us how easy it is to do. Don't be intimidated. Get in the kitchen and try out this recipe. Simple dry rub, and just make sure you cover it. That's a good trick. Get the butter into the corners under the skin because you want it to be crispy. And the ham as well. You found your trick of the trade. You don't have to use the cloves itself. Go ahead with your ground cloves.
Exactly. And then, of course, you can do your gravies and your stocks. So you can do your honey mustard glaze for your ham. And, of course, the turkey, as we said, it's pretty simple. Add in your celery, turkey neck bones, onions, carrots, stew it, make a roux with your butter so you can have a really nice, flavorful gravy for our super moist turkey.
Yeah. And, we do want to say thank you, of course, as we said, to Chef Kenton and Wild Time for showing us this recipe. They are going to have a Christmas dinner available. You can find them online on Facebook to be able to find the details about it, but they are open for breakfast and dinner. I also want to say thank you to Quality Poultry for the ham. Look at that. Remember, you got to pick up that Christmas ham. You can get the full ham. I think you can even get like just the breast too if you're like solo or it's a small number of people.
Yeah.
And then we have to say thank you to Southside Meats.
Yeah, Southside Meats provided this beautiful ham for us. So both with the turkey and the ham, you can buy at both Quality Poultry and Southside whatever size of meat or ham that you need to suit the needs of you and your family. And of course, you can use the helpful tips that Chef Kenton left with us to make a delicious Christmas dinner for your family.
All right. And my final question is, gravy or no gravy?
Always gravy.
Okay, good. So we're going to get, Chef Kenton is watching over there. Am I doing it right? Where am I supposed to put it? On the turkey?
On the turkey. Right, that's what I was going to say too.
And you know what's good? You make good stuffings, because that doesn't even need, most people try to make their stuffings look moist with gravy. Yours look naturally moist.
Exactly.
Good job. Chef Kenton, what is this?
That's sweet mashed potatoes.
Sweet mashed potatoes.
A little bit of sweet mashed potatoes.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, made with sweet potatoes.
Yeah, I like sweet potatoes.
Yummy. All right. So here you have it, a traditional Christmas dinner. And everybody's going to be in the kitchen next week to be able to prepare this. We hope you've gotten some helpful tips. That is all the time we have for today. Remember, if you want to contact us, send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. Drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ.
And on Instagram at OIE Belize.
And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your heart open.
Woohoo! We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.